Ya Ali Madad and Ramadan Mubarak. I would like to start this video message by expressing a most sincere shukrana to our beloved Mawani Hazar Imam for his constant presence in our lives, for always being with us, and for his spiritual and material guidance. We have had some hopeful messages this week with the government announcing a slight reduction in COVID hospital admissions and increased testing for care homes, key workers, and anybody over the age of 65 with symptoms. These tests can be booked directly on the gov.uk website. However, we are still in lockdown and must continue to play our part in adhering to government guidelines and protecting the vulnerable members of society. Our beloved Imam's message last week was one of ongoing caution, but filled with messages that are a source of optimism and hope. How can we engender hope at this time? I can think of three ways: hope through faith, hope through our children, and hope through the community. Firstly, hope through faith. This lockdown period has coincided with the auspicious month of Ramadan. The rhythm of our daily lives has changed, and this allows us to renew our commitment to being people guided by the ethics of our faith. It is a time of heightened commitment and piety through special observances such as fasting, the performance of good deeds, charitable giving, and voluntary service. Mawani Hazar Imam reminds us that we are always in our faith, not sometimes in our faith or sometimes out of it. Whilst we are unable to come together for prayers in Jamaat Khana right now, there are many ways in which we can express and practice our faith. I have heard many stories of how families are praying together, devoting more time to spiritual search and helping others. These changes are helping us to restore a balance between the din and the dunya in our lives. I would like to share with you a personal example. During this period of relative isolation, my two children, Anna, aged 10, and Aidan, who is 8, are currently not able to see any of their grandparents in person. We have made time to virtually share jokes, have quiz nights, and participate in discussions using the recently published Farhad books, the IIS curriculum, and a translation of the Holy Quran. My family and I have found great comfort and inspiration in these sources of knowledge. We are appreciating spending this time together and becoming better informed. If you would like a copy of the recently published Farhad books, or any IIS publication, we can post them to you. Please look out for how to request these publications in the Al-Saha emails. This example leads me to my second area. Children give us hope. They are our inheritors and they are our leaders of tomorrow. If we want them to be great leaders in a fair and just world, then we may ask, how can we help them to be robust and resilient when they face difficulties? How can we help them to make decisions which are socially, morally, and ethically sound? Enabling our children in this way may be why Mawani Hazar Imam has been so concerned to ensure that our children have access to good quality secular education and high quality religious education. He insists that we send him regular updates on how many children are accessing religious education and the level of engagement of their parents. I am pleased to say that since we introduced Talim at home and secondary online classes 4 weeks ago, there has been an increase in engagement with religious education. These classes are now attended by 900 students across our jurisdiction, which is the highest number since we started to record attendance. However, we still have a long way to go and would like to offer to support as many children and families as possible to access religious education online. I do recognize the challenges of homeschooling and know how stressful this can be for parents. Our trained RE teachers can help support you with books, IT, and resources. Online learning can be a convenient, flexible way of learning, which can engage the whole family. For example, last week in my son's class, there were lessons that included using the Ramadan calendar, the ethics of kindness, and even virtual tours of the Aga Khan Museum. The children really enjoyed the weekly interaction with their friends, and I would really encourage you to view the curriculum if you haven't seen it, and give the classes a go. Our children see their RE teachers giving their time to prepare and teach lessons every week. They'll experience firsthand the tradition of volunteering in our Jamaat, and they learn what it means to volunteer. The My Cadet Pledge initiative, which launched this week, found many children volunteering to help their friends and neighbors or look after the environment. It is with this in mind that I come to my final source of hope, the hope that we can get from engaging with our community and the society in which we live. We need to be mindful that the social distancing measures will still be with us for some time, and we need to continue to support the vulnerable members of the Jamaat. Vulnerable members include frail, elderly individuals who are isolated, those with mental health conditions, and families who have suffered a bereavement. This virus has taken more than its share of human life. It's made it difficult for loved ones to mourn in their traditional ways. We sought and received guidance to modify our funeral practices to be able to meet the government's social distancing guidelines while still maintaining the dignity of our rituals. I have been deeply humbled to see how this balance has helped give solace to bereaved families at this difficult time. Let's take a moment to pray for the eternal rest of the souls of the Ruhanis, for Mushkil Asan, for our brothers and sisters currently fighting and recovering from the virus and their families. Let us also pray for all those amongst whom we live. If anyone is in need of help, please reach out to the institutions. We are here to serve you and feel humbled to be able to serve you at this time. I would like to thank all those who volunteer their time in helping vulnerable members of our Jamaat and wider society, for the kind acts you do every day, whether this is delivering a neighbor's shopping, calling to check in on someone who might be lonely or having a hard time, or supporting a charitable cause. These kind deeds go a long way, and I would like to acknowledge also our Jamaati Mukhi Kamre Sahibs, who are connecting with members of the Jamaat regularly and offering support and prayers. In addition, we've had a good response to the Ismaili Civic Engagement Initiative. This enables us to support the wider community, such as the recent examples of providing food to local hospitals and charities. Thank you to those of you who have signed up so far. This has also identified skills in the Jamaat such as sewing, as we're likely to need further supplies of face coverings and PPE for some time to come. My wife Shazma works in the NHS, so I get to see how much of a difference a strong primary care system and a community response has helped to reduce the pressure on hospitals. We have so many families and Ismailis on the front line, serving those in need, particularly at this difficult time. Our sincere thanks go to all the key workers, including doctors, nurses, police officers, social workers, care home staff, home carers, pharmacists, bus and delivery drivers, and of course, teachers. The way in which the Jamaat has come together in response to this pandemic is a reflection of the ethics of our faith. And it is holding on firmly to these ethics and putting them into practice which strengthens our community and gives us hope for the future. This time last year, the UK leadership were present with Mawani Hazrima. He mentioned that we will face bumps in the road ahead, but we will overcome them. His words resonate now more than ever. Ya Ali.